Now, let's look at your past. You created the Saw franchise. You created Insidious. You created The Conjuring, which is, I think, the second most popular, successful horror movie of all time, behind only The Exorcist. What makes you, like, this generation's Wes Craven? Are you just a sadistic person? How are you so apt at these kind of movies?
Sadistic. I'm actually a very easy, happy-go-lucky kind of guy. I'm completely different to the kind of movies I make. I don't know, I just love scary movies. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just a fan of the genre. I love these films, and I always equate horror to comedy. They're very similar in that they're both designed to elicit a very sort of primal reaction in us, right? If a comedy is funny, you laugh at it, right? You see it straight away that it's working. If a horror is scary, you scream or you hide your faces from what's happening on screen. And so and so they have a lot of similarities in them, and both work literally on a very mechanical level in that you set up the joke, you come in with the punchline. You set up the scares, you come in with the scare, right? The scare, whatever that is. And if your timing's off, both are not funny or scary. And so they're almost like sibling sisters on opposite spectrum, but yet they share so much similarities.
It's interesting you say that, because during this film, some of the times when I knew I was about to be scared, I'd laugh to myself. Just to try and like calm myself
exactly
down, thinking, oh, this is a film, they're about to scare me. But then I tried to stop doing it because I look like a psychopath, just like sitting in a cinema laughing as it's...
But that is something I see a lot of, when I watch the audience watching my movies is, they scream and then they sort of collectively laugh at themselves for kind of screaming at what just happened, right? Being caught up, in the scares. And so, so I don't know. So I think it's a very rewarding thing for a filmmaker to know that your movie is working immediately.
Now,
if you're making an action or a drama movie, you kind of don't quite know.
But you've had an idea over the last couple of years. I mean, since you made the last one, you came out with Fast7, which was one of the most successful movies of all time. The entire world stopped for that movie. You could have done anything from there. You could have made any film you wanted, really. But you chose to come back to The Conjuring. Now, why did you want to come back to horror? And what made you make the transition over to the UK, to my backyard, which I wasn't happy about? I could deal with horror if it's far away, but not in London. Right. So what made you come back to The Conjuring?
Well, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I didn't really see myself as coming back to horror. I came back to a story that I'm really passionate about. I came back to the world of, I came back to the people that I love to work with. Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga. I came back to the set of producers that I had such a great time working with, and New Line, Warner Brothers. And so, so for me, that was the biggest thing was, coming back, going away to do Fast and Furious 7. That was fun and all, that was cool, but it was someone else's franchise. And so there's that pride of ownership that I created this. And so the opportunity to come back and expand on that world was to me the most enticing thing. And so then of course I, believe it or not, even though I've now done 2 sequels, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of making sequels. So if I make a second movie to the first one that I created, it has to be something that I've never done before. Even though Fast and Furious 7 was the 7th movie in a line of films, it was the first for me, and so that was exciting. It was something I had never done before.
This is the 4th time you've worked with Patrick, I think, on the 2 Insidious films and now 2 Conjuring films. What makes him the go-to guy for this particular genre? Is it his height? Does he have kind eyes? Why do you bring him back?
He's just a cool dude to work with. I mean, he's truly a great guy to work with. He's a very talented, nuanced actor, but he's just an easy guy to work with. And I definitely appreciate that when filmmaking can be very difficult at times, it's great to have people that you like to be around with. And same goes with Vera Farmiga as well. I love Vera. She's the best.
Now, I've already mentioned that this film scared the hell out of me, and I went through this with Patrick as well. I want to hear what scares you. I've got a top 5 here myself, just to be open. The spirit of openness, I don't like Siamese cats. Old lady ghosts, in particular old ladies. Children singing creep me out. Spiders, if they're in my cereal or shoes. And the Inland Revenue, which is who we pay our taxes to. What scares you with James Wan?
Well, I mean, you touch on a lot of things that I'm terrified of. I've had experiences before where I've slipped on my shoes and I'm like, oh, this is kind of squishy. What's in my shoe? And then I take it out and there's a big giant spider that has just crawled in there. And that wasn't fun.
It knocks me sick a little
bit.
But
growing up in Australia, you're kind of used to creepy, crawly things that can kill you, like just everywhere. What scares me? The real world scares me.
Patrick said ginger people and the lack of height. I know.
Ginger people.
I know. I think I've got a ginger cousin. I was very offended.
That's a really mean thing
What
to
a
say.
mean thing.
I know. He's in the wrong country.
He blamed
to say
his
stuff.
wife, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Easy to do.
That's fine.